All right, we are back with random top food for thought. Random top. Why do I keep messing up on that? Sounds like a TV show or something. Maybe one day it will be. We are back with food for thought, random topics while Virgil eat his wings. And I hate you guys can't see his wings, but there they go right there. They may want to see them. So we are back to talk about, we did something interesting. Well, Virgil did something interesting. And let's take you back to the beginning. I'm going to take you back to the beginning. So Virgil, when he retired from the military, Virgil's like, I want a Corvette. So every time we pass by a Corvette, he's like, that's going to be my retirement car right there. Ain't that bad? I'm like, yeah, it sure is. So we never got a retirement car. So he never got his retirement car. And I was like, okay. So he started I bought a car in 2013. He made me trade that car in because he said I went through tires.
You went through 2 sets of tires in less than 2 years.
2 tires.
2 sets.
Okay. So I got rid of my car. So he started just researching cars, and he was like, I think I know what car I'm going to buy. It's not necessarily a retirement car, so don't get me wrong. But
it's the last one.
He said this is his last one. It ain't my last one. So this is last one. So he started researching, and if you guys don't know Virgil, when he researched something, he researches it. Okay? And so every time I would come home, he's like, look at this car. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. So he finally decided to purchase a car. And he has never had a car newer than anyone in the house. Not even his kids. So this is his time. And so I'm gonna let you do it. Tell him.
So I was searching for a car. I narrowed it down to 2. I like the Kia Stinger.
The who?
The Kia Stinger. I like the Audi A5, and I like the BMW 4 Series.
That's 3.
I said I had three cars.
Oh, I said 2.
3 cars. 3. So I'd done my research. I was still up in the air, and I said, you know what? I'm thinking about this BMW. Guy in my office had just purchased a X5. He went to the Performance Center in South Carolina and took possession of it. And talking to him, I said, man, I was thinking about buying a BMW too. And I looked into it. Same price. There's nothing extra. They put you up in a hotel. They do all the things.
We can't tell you about the whole thing.
So I said, hey, let me look into it. So I go to the BMW shop, and the guy's like, yep, all you do is go online, build your car, put what you want on it, send it to us, and we can have you take delivery of it at the Performance Center.
So let me tell you this. When Virgil started talking about, hey, I'm going to build a car. Now, I'm from the projects of Atlanta. And building a car, all this stuff, this is just like, I'm like, what? Do people do that? And so he was saying, I'm going to build this car. So I'm like, okay. And I know he was thinking, I wish she'll stop acting like she don't know what's going on. I did not know what was going on. So he built his car. And then he got so excited. He was like, hey, come and look at this.
I built it online.
Oh, he built it online. And I still didn't understand. Only thing, he was coming back with prices. We're not going to get into that. But he was just telling me prices. I was like, ooh, no. And so he was like, come and look at this. And I was like, okay. So people were driving, right? And he was like, this is what you're going to do. And I'm like,
this was at the Performance Center.
Performance Center.
I was showing her YouTube videos of people who had taken possession of their car at the performance center.
I'm like, people don't do this. I'm like, they do all of that. I'm like, really? I'm like, I want one of them. So we'll get into that next time. So anyway, he was like, this is what we're gonna do. And I was like, can you get a friend?
I was a bit hesitant to take you.
Why?
Because I didn't want you to go up there and then be freaking out, not wanting to take the full.
What did I tell y'all I was from? You don't even play with me right now.
I don't know.
So if you watch to the end of this video, you're gonna see me take control. Don't play with me right now. And he was very shocked. Was you not shocked?
I was.
He was shocked. So we're gonna have videos at the end of this episode. But anywho, he kept saying, hey, you gonna go do the driving? I was like, people don't do stuff like this. Maybe it's not that much, it's not that big of a deal, but it was a big deal to me. Because I'm like, my husband building his car online. He's going driving.
We had to go all the way to South
Carolina, which that wasn't a big deal. But I'm like, they're gonna put us up in a hotel room and give us dinner and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. So y'all, we get to the performance center.
Let's go back.
Okay, go back.
So after I build this car, the BMW shop says, all right, is this what you want? We're gonna submit the bill request. I submitted the bill request, and then I get this email from BMW, hey, your car has started production. So at this point,
He kept track.
there's a BMW website that you can go to, and it'll tell you every stage of your car's build. Hey, it's in paint. Hey, it's in assembly. Hey, it's in inspection, so forth and so on. So I'm following my car through the process, and now my car is on a ship leaving Germany to come to the United States. And of course,
That's crazy.
Of course, I found this website that tells me, well, I found a number you can call and they'll tell you what ship your car is on.
I didn't know that. I
And then I got on this website that tracks where the ship is. So I tracked that ship from Germany to Baltimore and from Baltimore to Brunswick, Georgia.
So while you guys watching this, seriously, I never heard of anything like this before. So please let us know if you've built a car online, went somewhere, picked it up, or had it shipped here. I never heard of anything. Had you ever heard of this before?
I'd heard of going to get it in Germany. I didn't know that you could do it I didn't know you could get it at the Performance Center in South Carolina.
Would we have gone to Germany?
I'd have had to plan a little better than I did. I mean, it's an easy drive to South Carolina. It's not as easy a drive to Germany.
Right. So anywho, so now it's time for us to go get this car. And at first, people at work were saying, what are you doing? Where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm just going out of town. Well, where are you going? And I don't really like to lie to people. So I said, I'm going to North Carolina. I'm going to visit some friends. What y'all doing? What y'all doing there?
But we did go visit some friends.
We did go visit some friends, but I was so excited about this for Virgil. I was like, my husband built a car and we're going to pick it up. And they were like, he did what? So they had never heard of that either.
So when I say build a car, I picked out the color of the car. I picked out the interior of the car. I picked out the wheels and tires of the car. I picked out a suspension, the packages, the options.
It's just like a house. It's just like a house. You pick out all your stuff.
Well, it's just like going to the dealership, except the dealer has what he has on the lot.
Right.
And you can get 90% of the things in that car, or 80%. I was able to pick out everything I wanted in this car.
It was crazy. So I can't wait. So we get to the performance center. No, we get to the hotel. Everybody was so excited. They was like, congratulations on your new car. I was like, it ain't my car, it's my husband's car. Oh, you coming back. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna have so much fun driving tomorrow. I'm like, okay, everybody that go pick up their car stays here. So it was awesome. So we had dinner.
It was the nicest folks.
Nice.
They were so accommodating. They made you feel like you were
like you was a superstar.
They made you feel very good. No doubt.
And so we get to the
before we get to the performance center, they you got all your stuff because we rented a car, we dropped the car off. Now we're gonna go visit some friends, so we got a bunch of bags. I got my golf clubs, and the driver was a brother from South Carolina.
Oh.
And he, I want to say Rick. I can't remember his name, but my man said, "Hey man, when you get in that car, you drive that thing like you stole something."
Oh, I saw.
And I didn't realize what he was saying until we got there. So go ahead. So
when we were eating dinner, though, let me go back. When we was eating dinner, we was looking around at people, and Virgil's like, "I bet you they here for the BMW." So I could tell by the meal, because you had a meal that you can choose from, different options, and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're here." So we would go, and I'm telling you, it was all ages. So we met a couple. And we were leaving. They were probably in their 60s.
Late 50s.
Late 50s. And we was like, "Oh, who is the car? You with the BMW?" And they was like, "Yes." And who is it for? And she was like, "Me." And so the BMW that she had, it didn't have the backup camera. And so
she traded it in for a car.
For a car. And so
just like the one she had.
Yes. And the husband said, "I'm paying this much money for a backup camera." So I thought it was great. So we get to the performance center. So we were all like little kids, we had to go in a room and like a little classroom, and they tell you about it. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Never, ever heard of this. And we were all just looking. We was just like wanting to see our car, but we couldn't see the car yet. We had to go in the drive-in test.
The day started at what, 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, and it was over by 3 o'clock. It was an all-day event. They fed you lunch. You got a chance to see the BMW plant. And I didn't realize that each plant, so I'm giving you a little education like I really know, right? Each plant builds a different type of BMW. So the plant in South Carolina, they build the X3s and the X4s.
All the X.
No, not all the X. She said only X3 and X4 at that plant.
Okay.
That's it. That's all she said. I was listening because I was soaking it in. And so I said, "Well, Virgil, where was your car built?" He said, "Germany." I was like, "Oh, so the plant in Germany must build his car." Okay.
They build all the other cars.
All the other cars. Okay. So that's that. So we get there and we start, we go and they tell us to get in our cars, and they have like, what are these, test cars or?
They're just
That car we had only had 2,200 miles on it.
It was so many BMWs. It was crazy. It was like the Walmart parking lot during Christmas.
It was, for real.
There was BMWs everywhere.
For real.
All kinds. So our particular one was a BMW 430i coupe. Mm-hmm. It was two of us in BMW 430i coupes, and another couple, they were in a Z4.
So
M package.
So he was like, "When you get in here, you drive, you're gonna stop." And I learned something. So this is some more information for y'all, just in case you didn't know. Wherever you're looking, that's where you're gonna go. I learned that.
Yeah. So we did. What she's talking about is the anti-lock brake demo, where we went 35, 40, 45, and 50 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. You get to a certain place on the track and you slam on the brakes as hard as you can, and it shows you just how well that anti-lock brake works.
That's crazy.
So we do that, and then we go through this road course where it's like a little road course where you go through some cones, make some sharp turns, accelerate, hard braking, 90-degree turns, those kind of things.
And when I whipping it?
You were.
I was whipping it. I did a little slow.
I will tell you this.
What?
I thought that was a lot of fun.
Going through like that?
But later on in the day, so we did some other stuff in the car. We went to a skid pad where it shows you about your DCS, the directional control system, where when it's wet, it keeps the car under control and it doesn't slide out of control.
So if you have a BMW, you got a good car.
So you first turn that DCS off and the thing spins around. You'll see some videos of that a little later. Then we get into some SUVs, or SAVs, what they call them, some X5s, and we go over some rocks and teeter on 3 wheels and all of that.
That's crazy.
But I will tell you, the guy who teaches this is a professional race car driver. And at the end of the thing, he's like, hey, if you got a minute, I'll take you out on the track in this car. And I'm like, all right. So this dude hops in his car, and I said, so, you know, what's the horsepower on this? He said, I don't know, something like 500 horsepower. I'm like, all right. That dude, as soon as we left the parking lot of that little thing, he never came off the gas. And I swear, it was the most fun you could have with your clothes on. 90
What was the
degrees.
girl doing in the back?
The sister girl.
I didn't go.
The sister girl in the back.
I didn't go.
She screamed the entire time.
I didn't go.
And the funny part is, she almost didn't put her seatbelt on. He's like, no.
No.
I'll throw you all around. I didn't know what he was talking about until we got going. And that dude, he wore that car out. It is a lot of fun. So with this said, we're running out of time. But if you're thinking of buying a brand new BMW, I advise you, if you are within driving distance, flying distance, if it's convenient to get to Greenville, South Carolina, I highly recommend it. It is no more charge than you buying that car and picking it up at your local BMW shop. But you really get to see just how your car performs and its capability. Highly advise it. So
I love it.
Folks, I had a great time. My wife allowed me to do that. I'm glad she had a great time.
I did.
Please take a look at some of the videos. It's a good time.
Yep.
So with that said,
the videos are next, so watch those. And until next time, get your BMW, and we'll talk to you later. Deuces.
That brake pedal where they show you to stop when you need to stop. We're going to be doing that this morning. So the engines are all running. Just take the right foot and brake as hard as you can. Try to push the pedal through the floor. Make sure you're 1 noise.